A wildfire near Billings exploded last night, growing to more than 1,500 acres and actually threatening some homes. Coming up, how firefighters are trying to hold the lines and protect those houses.
There's a group in Butte that's on a mission to make sure every needy student in Butte starts the year with a new pair of shoes.
Love that story.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us. Welcome to your Thursday. It's coming right up on 6:30. I'm Missy O'Malley with Chet Lehman. Matt Elwell has our forecast. As Chet just mentioned a moment ago, wildfire in Billings tops the news this morning. An evacuation notice is now in place for 15 homes near the Mountain View fire southeast of Molt near Billings.
Yeah, the latest estimate puts that fire at 1,500 acres. The evacuation notice is for residents east of Buffalo Trail Road between Lip Road and Medicine Man Trail. The flames are as close as 200 yards to one house.
Now, it all started Wednesday evening around noon. Shifting winds have fueled the flames since then. 75 firefighters from more than a half a dozen local, county, state, and federal agencies are fighting those flames from the air and now on the ground as well.
Yellowstone County Commissioner Dennis Pittman, who is serving as the information officer, said some wind with cooling temperatures could also bring in some humidity. People living in the area say they've seen this before.
We watch out for each other. My neighbor was at work earlier and she called me at my house. Someone asked me how close it was and I let her know. Told her we were pretty safe. We didn't think it was going to jump Buffalo Trail, and I don't believe it will.
A lot of timber, a lot of brush. It's really down in the ravines, so while there's a lot of smoke going on right now, it's not as big of a fire as it looks from the distance. It's just caught down in those ravines right now, and so it's just kind of working its way through all of that, which is making it harder to fight.
Commissioner Pittman says after the aircraft stopped fighting the fire for the night, firefighters moved away from the ravines up to the northwest part of the plateau to protect those structures.
Now, on the other side of the state, also new today, the sky is full of smoke in Missoula.
Yeah, it's coming from Idaho. The Forest Service says the smoke from prescribed burns in Idaho is less than would be expected from a midsummer wildfire, but it's still enough to make the air thick with smoke in the Missoula Valley.
The smoke pushed air quality to the unhealthy for sensitive groups, or the people with breathing problems, the elderly and children, which has been a rare occurrence in this very mild fire season that we've seen.
That is the good news about all of that. Moisture at the right time and temperatures that haven't been super hot for an extended period of time.
And the overnight lows are dropping down. That helps. We're not done. We're not through the woods or out of the woods quite yet. There's still some time that we could see some acreage burn, but we've been very lucky so far.
No question.
We'll cross our fingers. Temperatures this morning, once again, on the cooler side. We've been holding right around 30 in West Yellowstone, 54 in Belgrade. We're at 43 in Butte. Bozeman Planner, it looks like mild temperatures for the afternoon. There is a chance of some afternoon isolated thunder showers late in the afternoon into the evening. It's not going to be widespread, but it could have a little bit of lightning and some brief downpours. The extended forecast is showing some warmer air. That was just a sneak peek. We'll tell you what you can expect coming up from the Billion Auto Weather Patio in about 10 minutes.
Thank you for that, Matt. And another new update for you this morning. Montana officials confirmed that they have had settlement discussions in their lawsuit against opioid manufacturer Purdue Pharma.
But state officials declined to elaborate, saying the talks are confidential. Earlier this week, NBC News and the Washington Post reported that Purdue is negotiating a multi-billion, that's with a B, dollar settlement that would resolve 2,000 lawsuits against the company.
Purdue is the manufacturer of OxyContin, which is a highly addictive painkiller. The lawsuits accuse Purdue of helping fuel the opioid crisis in the country by falsely marketing Oxy as safe for treating chronic pain.
The leaders of a consolidated lawsuit in federal court in Ohio are said to be considering the settlement. Montana is not part of that lawsuit, instead choosing to file its own lawsuit in late 2017 in state court. Montana's lawsuit says Purdue had a business plan to deceptively market OxyContin and is asking damages and civil penalties for the harm that OxyContin has caused here in Montana.
And here's a new update for you. A former Miles City athletic trainer accused of a sophisticated system of sexual abuse was given a 20-year prison sentence for charges involving child pornography.
79-year-old James Jensen appeared in Custer County District Court early yesterday morning for sentencing. Jensen was a trainer at the Miles City Unified School District starting back in the 1970s. He was also sentenced recently in federal court in Billings for charges of coercion and enticement. Prosecutors had recommended the maximum of 15 years because of the breadth of the abuse, which spanned decades. He received 12-year sentence in that case.
Jensen must first serve out his federal prison sentence before serving time at the Montana State Prison. In a separate civil case, 32 of Jensen's victims have sued the Miles City Unified School District for unspecified damages, claiming school officials and coaches were aware of the abuse and they did not stop it. And that case is pending. Back
here closer to home, Gallatin County Commissioners have unanimously approved a budget for fiscal year 2020.
The budget is set for about $200 million, which will mean a tax increase for the county. Tax works out to be an increase of $40.25 a year for a home with an assessed value of $300,000. The additional money will go towards a 4.5% increase in wage adjustment for staff and a 3.5% for elected officials. That money will also help pay for new positions in the county, including a behavioral health specialist, a community-based crisis therapist, and a county attorney legal assistant for the sheriff's office. It also provides more funding for the Gallatin County Rest Home that's been in need of financial support.
Much of the increase that we determined that we needed this year to approve is a lot of catch up with responding to growth that we've had here. We've had a little reluctance over the last several years of growth to really put that extra tax money into the services that we provide.
Now we're told county commissioners decided not to include an additional $2.3 million in the budget that would have made that tax increase go even higher.
And the Willow Spring Townhomes project broke ground yesterday in Bozeman.
It's the most recent affordable housing project from the Human Resource Development Council, HRDC. Project made up of 24 townhomes with 2- and 3-bedroom options. Units are to serve members of the community who make 70 to 80% of Gallatin County's median income in the area.
Now, the current median income in Gallatin County for a household of 4 is $90,000. Now, $300 as of April 2019. The target income range for this particular project is between $45,000 and $60,000. The city of Bozeman is currently working on a draft of new affordable housing action plans.
Political news: Montana Governor Steve Bullock will not be on the September Democratic presidential primary debate stage.
Candidates had until midnight last night to meet the thresholds established by the Democratic National Committee to be eligible for a spot on the stage in Houston. Bullock did not meet the fundraising or those polling numbers, but he said he will continue his campaign.
He is among 11 Democrats vying for a chance to take on President Donald Trump in 2020, who will be likely excluded from the debate. So far, 10 Democrats have met those criteria, including former Vice President Joe Biden, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, and Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren.
And this weekend, Labor Day weekend, wraps up the State Department of Transportation's 100 Deadliest Days.
Yeah, summertime is the deadliest time on Montana's highways. As of August 26th, 122 people in Montana have died.
The main reasons: drunk driving and not wearing safety belts. Officials say they have seen a significant increase in crashes in and around city areas. During the Labor Day holiday weekend, law enforcement will be stepping up their patrols. And officials in Butte are waiting on the result of a new traffic study to determine if a new crosswalk is needed at a busy section of Harrison Avenue.
Yeah, some Butte commissioners are asking a pedestrian crosswalk to be put in this area of the busy roadway near Ottawa Street. With the new Starbucks and other stores in the area, some believe this could bring more foot traffic to that area.
If you really look at it, there's no traffic signals from Amherst to Cobbin, so in order to cross the street at Harrison there, it's pretty difficult, and we just want to make sure people are safe.
State Department of Transportation is conducting a study on that proposal right now.
And a church in Three Forks was vandalized over the weekend, and officials there responded, showing the community that what their church is really all about, with some colored chalk.
Pastor Linda Fritz told MTN News the congregation at Three Forks United Methodist Church was saddened when they discovered the vandalism on Saturday night.
Now, Fritz and the members of the congregation scrubbed away the paint on Sunday and invited the younger church members to draw on the steps with sidewalk chalk. Fritz said that the kids knew something had happened and took it upon themselves to get creative with more positive messages.
Love that. 6:38 now. A lot of kids in the Butte area will be heading back to school with a brand new pair of shoes.
That's right. MTN's John Amy tells us about a program that helps kids when it comes to gym class.
In 2016, physical education teacher Cindy McCarthy noticed too many kids did not have proper shoes for PE class.
They can't really run around in PE with big heavy snow boots on or shoes that are falling off their feet. When they were running, they were wearing their brothers' or sisters' shoes.
That's when the Shoes for Souls program started, to give free athletic shoes to all needy students in Butte. This week, program organizers gave away 325 shoes to students. It's rewarding to see how children react to a new pair of shoes.
Kids think they can run faster, jump higher with a new pair of shoes. I think it boosts self-esteem. When a kid has a new pair of shoes on, they just feel good.
The Shoe for the Soul program has every size needed, from these little toddler shoes to this massive Sasquatch size 14. But what's even bigger than this shoe is the generosity from the community that's helped keep this program going.
We have a woman that donates monthly, and then with the businesses in Butte that have donated the large donations, which helped put this first drive on. So it goes on all year long, and then we haven't run out of money yet.
Organizers are considering adding snow boots to the program by this fall. In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
Now that is a cool
I love
program.
it. I love it a lot.
She's right. You have a little pep in your step with all that confidence. Now, Montana Precision Products in Butte will host a fundraiser. It'll be a picnic for the program on September 21st at Stodden Park between 3 and 7 in the afternoon.
That's what it takes to sustain something like that.
Yep.
I love that.
Good for them.
A little fundraising, and you have your chance to help out as well.
That's very cool.
Yep.
We have to take a quick break.